Yeah, so like, it literally looked like the normal like alien that you see, like the white body, big head, tiny body, and black eyes, because it had like two little dots. It had like where a head should be.
Time out, fix the camera. That's fine. And I was gonna bug you when you're trying to redo it, just
Like that. So it literally had the alien body, white color, big head, little black dots where the eyes should be, and these little bitty like little yeah,
potato spuds.
that look like
potatoes.
where the hands and arms should, or the arms should be coming out, and the legs should be coming out. And she was, how far along were you? I want to say she was like at least.
I think we said.
Nah, you was at
between
least
9 and 13.
She at least 2 weeks. She at least 2 months.
Yeah, between 9 and 13. But once there's no heartbeat, it starts to like get smaller in you. So
yeah,
that I guess maybe between 9 and 13. But
so that was a scary part. But yeah, so now we got through that. We got through our little rocky part. You know, we broke up, and then we went to the stage, went through that stage where I think most people go through, where I didn't like her, she didn't like me, and she was that true baby mama stereotype, and I was a baby daddy stereotype. But you know, we got over that, and we realized that we're not really living for ourselves anymore. We're not living for a relationship. We're living for these kids. And that's the biggest thing for me. That's the biggest thing for her. And honestly, when people ask us how does it work, that's what it is. There's no like scientific answer that I have. Do you?
no, I think
It's just two people that wants to raise these kids the right way. You know, it takes a village to raise a
kids.
child.
I think a lot of people have that bad. If you broke up for a reason, then you have to let that go. And so many people are stuck with like not getting past it. You need to get over it or not. If you're not gonna get over it, try to make it work. If you can get over it, then be done. But I think it worked out way better. I mean, well, it didn't. It did. It was automatically.
I think it was more stress trying to like rekindle something opposed to trying to start over. You know, now at this point, I'm too damn old to be trying to start some shit over.
Listen,
You know
because I don't care about your favorite color anymore. I don't care what you
Right. Do you like me? Check yes or no. I ain't got time for that.
No, I think.
But, no. It's time out. I want to go sidetrack one time. Do you know what the biggest thing about starting over is?
What?
Is the world is weird. So, as a man, one of my biggest fears, which like if I had to start over, is if like I find this girl that's like, oh man, she's so bad, and oh, she got everything that I want, and she out here for me, and come find out 3 months later she a man, or she started out as a man. Like I would be salty.
I think I mean, but obviously you're in a relationship, but
right. I'm not worried about starting over.
But the dating culture is so. I mean, it's somewhat what it was then, but it's even worse now. It's just like everyone wants.
Way worse.
How do we just vibe and see where? No, I don't want to fucking vibe. You want to go on a date or not?
Yeah, since Netflix and Chill came out, though.
Yeah, dating culture. It's so much easier to be. Like I said, I don't want to learn about your favorite color. If there's some way I could snap my fingers and be like 3 years deep in a relationship, that's good, great. But starting out, I don't like to leave my house.
That's the 3 years.
I just live vicariously through him and Bethany, which is fine. I'm waiting for the marriage. I'm waiting for the babies. Babies.
Why are you saying these?
Because I'm plural on that. Because y'all are having twins. I'm gonna.
No, dude. Listen. Why would you even put that on her? Why would you do that?
What's wrong with that?
Twins?
And all the kids have already said we need Dad and Bethany to have a baby.
I don't want
a
twins.
boy.
Because my luck, I'm having 2 girls. And if I have 2 girls, cut this part off.
No. But yeah, so we were pretty awful to each other. I think it took about a year, maybe a little over a year. We probably said the most hurtful shit to each other. But I think it's because we
I was
both,
never mean to you. I was never mean to you. The only thing I ever said to I said some shit like, "Oh, I'll take you to court for the kids." That's like the only thing I've ever done.
we because we both jumped into relationships instead of like working on our own stuff. I think that like threw it off, and the people we jumped into relationships with were terrible.
They were terrible, but it needed to happen because I learned a lot of things from my relationship. Hopefully, you learned from yours.
Yeah.
But it definitely needed to happen. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that like I didn't have fun, or not. It wasn't like me personally. I had a lot of fun and stuff like that, but like
Yeah, no, it was.
at the end of the day, it was.
I think, and the people that we chose
Nah.
to date right after
Right.
were just, in general, not really great people. So that put a lot of strain on us even trying to cohere or anything.
And that's really what it
As
is.
soon as, I think there was a lot of unsaid stuff. It wasn't like, oh, you need closure, because I think closure is stupid. But I think as soon as we actually sat down and had an adult conversation, I think it was after Miles Music, we actually had an adult conversation, and we're able to just be like, okay, so like now, instead of like, you have 2 ears, you have 1 mouth. Listen more than you talk. And that was the first time we've actually done that in a really long time. So I was able to be able to go from there. Once we actually ended up being single from the people we were dating, we were able to establish like parenting, 3 kids.
Yeah.
We would go on like monthly like like let's go out to lunch, let's talk about what's going on, about the kids. We literally were like, hey, we have to sit down. At one point, I was on assistance from the state, and basically literally picked this man up and we went together because they were forcing him to go, or forcing him to pay. So we basically, at that point, it was just a really easy thing. And it has been easy since. The hardest thing, I think, is like introducing people to our aspect. A lot of people don't get it. They really don't. His girlfriend gets it. But also with the stigma, a lot of people that come into the situation are like, wait, what? Is she crazy? Is she? Which I completely get, because that is a normal freaking thing. But once she realized that, I already knew who she was. We already knew who she was, and I was super excited when he sat down and told me he was talking to her. We were at hoo-ha.
Speaking
talking
of,
about the kids,
you
because
said
we've
about
always
Blasto.
Huh?
You said about Blasto.
Yeah,
she was actually my nurse when I had Blasto in the hospital. So.
Yeah, so we've already known each other, and I think, well, no, I don't know. Back in the day, when we were younger, we were at parties together. So
Oh yeah, you
and her were at parties together. But no, so
it
it was when he sat down and told me who he was talking to, because we always wanted to keep that open line of communication about who's going to be around our child, and and that's what we did. I'm pretty sure I was just like, yes, I love her. I literally said that right away. I know who she is. I've partied with her. She was in the hospital. She's got a good head on her shoulders. I've never heard anything bad about her. I am all for it. And the greatest thing about it is to walk away to this day, and although they're not married, Jay's like, yeah, I have 2 moms. That doesn't bug me at all.
Yeah.
And Bay and Winnie said, well, that's our stepmom. And I was like, yeah, because he still takes care of them, and so does Bethany. So it's good to walk away and know that, because the biggest thing you're going to learn about if your kid likes someone, your children like someone, that's a good person. If your kids don't like them, something's wrong. And to have all 3 kids walk away and can't wait to have a brother or a sister and be in the wedding, they're in the wedding as they've planned out already. So
at the same time though, when you was like, oh yes, when I told you who I was dating, in my head I was like, well damn. Did I pick the wrong choice? Because I usually girls are pissed their daddy off by bringing home somebody who they don't like, but if they brings home somebody who they daddy do like, next thing you know, they break up with them. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, damn, my big mama like shit. But that was honestly, that was just the back of my head, because that was like a requirement in a sense. I don't ask a lot, but I had to learn. No, listen, if you're gonna be with me and JL and what we have going on, then this is what we have going on. And if this is not something you can get down with, then I completely understand it, because I know we've been through it. We know there's people that doesn't understand what we're trying to do. But if that's not something you want to be a part of, then we can stop this right here. And that was said in the beginning.
Yeah,
You know?
you have to be forefront about your relationship because
Yeah.
a lot of people, even like a lot of people that know us, but like I know that like I've tried dating before and tried keyword, and a lot of people are like, I don't think I can.
Yeah, Terry. Woo, Terry.
No, well, besides him,
Woo, Terry.
in 4 years I've only had one relationship. That's the whole 5 months.
That was
Back
my
up,
boy
Terry.
though. That's why you know. That's why.
He
Oh, that's not
conned
why.
the
That's not
hell
why.
out of us.
Yeah.
He was not a really great guy. But in general, going from that, and just dating a lot of people, I've always been forefront of like, wait, are you guys still messing around? Is this like, does she know? Like, that's not what this is. But that already, I already know like if you ask those questions and that's the first thing that comes to your head, that you have such an unhealthy stigma about co-parenting, and that's not something I want to be with because I don't want you to be upset if I'm over here and hanging out with them because to be honest, if I leave my house, it's literally to come over and hang out with him and his girlfriend. Literally hang out.
Could you imagine if you was dating somebody though right now, 6 months ago or 7 months ago? We tried to move away.
No, because I would have to be super established with someone
We
for them to be like, yeah, I would have to break it off because at the end of the day, if I was dating someone and because I've been upfront too about like, hey, I'm not planning to live in Wisconsin forever. It sucks, and if you don't want to move, that's fine. Long distance, you want to try it, cool. But I'm going, and it's not that it is. I've told myself for years that I was never going to stay in Wisconsin. I didn't want to raise the most disrespected females race-wise in Wisconsin either. There's so much more out in this world, and I hate cold. And
100%, me too.
So
me too.
it was so if someone was gonna decide if they want to be with me or not, cool, and they can get past a co-parent, a very good, awesome co-parenting, great. But if they couldn't get past moving, that's something that I'm like, hey, I'm gonna have to be selfish. But I've always been upfront with people, like, hey, I'm moving. Like this has been something in the talks forever. It took a long time, a lot of court battles, a lot of court money.
Oh boy.
But to get full rights. Before I had full, but to have 100% custody and placement, and then to allow me to move. Now this wasn't just regular court; this is Native American court because the older two are part Native American, which is way trickier. For them to allow me to move and cut ties with their own culture is a huge thing, but we did it.
Yeah.
We found out May 4th? No. Yeah, like May 4th, we all went up to court together.
May the 4th be with you.
And we found out I could move.
That was.
We literally all walked out of that thing. That was the most craziest thing ever. We walked out of that thing, and I got home and started packing. And by June 10th, I was moved in Arizona.
It's just gonna be a gig. But honestly though, so like you said like you're gonna let you said like you wasn't dating anybody, and if you was moved and you were dating somebody, but so like in my situation I was dating somebody, and so before we did the move, obviously we talked about it, and before I started dating Bethany, we talked about the move.
Yep.
And so it for us was pretty much a sure thing. You know, we just didn't know at what time. We knew it was gonna be within 5 years. You know what I'm saying? We knew damn near it was gonna be within 3. We just didn't know when. And so then I ended up starting dating Bethany, and then obviously that conversation has always been on my mind. And so when finally like I had to bring it to Bethany, and I'm just like and I'll be 100% honest. I'll be 100% honest. Like, if she wasn't having it, I was prepared to be done too. That day.
And that's a hard one too because you guys were established you guys were dating and actually together for a lot of time at that time.
I know.
And that's a hard conversation, but she's already been awesome with okay, here I'm gonna take on a co-parenting relationship. Let's rock this out. She is rocking on 3 kids, 2 not even biologically his, and she's rocking on 3 kids.
Yeah, but at the same time, the way I felt at that stage, I didn't just wake up one day and was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ask her. It was weeks, months. It was a while before I asked her, and I'm just but it was always damn, I need to tell her this. I need to ask her. Because I don't want to get too far in this, and then You know what I mean? And now I'm sitting here stuck between a rock and a hard place. And when I asked her, I was already too far into it, you know, so
Yeah.
it would have been hard, but at the end of the day, like I would have had to do what I would have had to do for JL and whatnot, you know, and for the family, but, you know, that's just goes to show that hopefully we all, you know, we pick right people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it worked out. It was, none of the whole process was easy for anything.
Mm-mm.
For bringing on someone else into it, to moving, to court. But when I say, like, if you're gonna date someone else and you guys have a great co-parenting relationship, make sure it's someone that is like ride or die. Because she was there at court appointments, which is 2 hours away. She was there for all of that stuff. She was there for the kids, for this stuff. I mean, so make sure if you're gonna date someone, make sure that they are like rock solid on everything, because I don't know how
Right.
it would have went if it was with who we were, someone like we were dating before, or someone who were like only can go half in.
Yeah.
That's it. Co-parenting chronicles.
Sorry, yeah, I wanted to turn the light back on
Sorry.
because it wasn't even a whole lot of light there.
Right, I don't know, I'm just hot.
For what light? There was no light.
Just walk outside.
Well, if we want to wrap this one up, then
We about to
we
wrap
can,
it up. We
you
got-
guys can smoke, and then me and Bethany, we're gonna wrap this
We
up.
about to wrap this up. Yeah,
Questions,
so you
comments.
said that was co-parent. You said that was co-parenting chronic. Wait, don't turn it on, please. Don't turn it on.
Okay, so co-parenting chronicles.
Co-parenting chronicles part 1.
Definitely can
Yes.
get in depth with stuff. So if anyone wants to,
We got to.
ask questions, please do.
Bro, I got this story that I had got to tell y'all how Bree beat up like 4 dudes, 3 females, and 2 police officers at the same time. But listen, see, she know what I'm talking about. I'm telling you. I wish, listen, if half of our life was recorded, we would have been it. Because the way she turned around, like,
No, this is for another time, sir.
oh, yeah. So
It didn't
as
even
y'all can
happen.
tell, Bree wants to get up out of here. All right, you see her hair? I really like your hair, though. Show me your hair.
Killed it, nailed it.
Yes, I did. I snapped with that one. I'm her stylist, apparently.
I mean, you can't really mess up much. It's
I really,
I don't know if there was anything different. I don't know if I would trust you. I'll be
Yeah.
honest. He did
But-
save me up one time, though. Did pretty dang good.
I appreciate you coming out there, man, coming on the channel and stuff. I definitely needed that. Yeah, so this is my baby mama Bree, as we already said. Where can they find you?
Nowhere.
So taking applications, if you want to put your application in to maybe join Bree's bed, go ahead, hit them comments, yo, blow them comments up, you heard me?
Wait,
But only
speaking of,
I
it's so
gotta-
great when
I gotta interview you first, though. I gotta interview you first.
It's so great that he says this, because I think at one point me and Bethany girl were talking, and she was like, "Girl, get Tinder, start swiping," and I'm like, "Well, no."
Yeah. If y'all want to go ahead and hit that twin bed, y'all hit them comments. You heard me? If you haven't already, hit that like button, baby. Hit that subscribe button so you know whenever we drop up fire.
Oh wait, I missed it. Go ahead. Do it again. I didn't know it was coming.
So you know every time we drop up fire video. Anyway, yo, if y'all do nothing else, man, continue to hustle and be blessed. Hustle out.
Later.
Hustle out.